So I arrived out here at Voodoo, and there she is. Now when we brought it out here, we had a number of problems. Firstly, on the battery management system, we were getting an error message all the time saying that there was a faulty cable, and that was setting off an alarm that we couldn't turn off. The fridge was saying there wasn't enough power in the batteries to run the fridge, but the batteries were showing 100%. What else? We burnt out a USB plug, and every now and then everything would just shut down and we'd have to reset by turning the master switch off and then back on again. But the biggest one was that everything just started to shut down. The battery management system went back to day 0 and everything was just dead, and then it'd just click until it booted up again, and then we'd go for a couple of days without doing anything. So anyway, we'll go and find Michael and see what the damage is. Well, that was a bit of a waste of a trip. Michael's been testing it for a week after he did all the work and no problems, and we went out there to hook it up, open the door, and the alarm's going off again, saying undersized cable. So he's just got to get it back onto Red Arc and try and figure out what the problem is. Maybe next week.
Hey mate, how you going? Not too bad.
So we're at Voodoo, at Woolgoolga with Michael. Finally we've sorted everything out. So the first thing that was obviously done is replaced all the shielding on my cables. Before they were hard and inflexible, and every time we took a sharp turn, the torque pin plug would pop out. So we've replaced those with a more flexible shielding. All good. So what else we had to do, Michael?
Half the electrical system.
Besides
really.
this here?
We repaired all the negative bus bar system in the back of the electrical control board because it was all burnt. We found that wrapped in electrical tape where you couldn't get to it.
That's from factory?
Yeah, from factory, unfortunately. This inappropriate bus bar system is 240 volt stuff, and yeah, not working for
and
it.
That's what was giving us the problem that said undersized cable or something?
Yeah, between undersized cable and just it working itself loose. It's just not rated for the current and the cable that was used. So yeah, it then ended up once we exceeded 20 amps, the unit would go into what was the fault it was throwing? Bad cable fault, and it was a voltage drop exceeding 0.8 of a volt between the charger and the batteries, and it would only do that once the shunt got hot and we exceeded 20 amps of charging. So if we didn't catch it in time, because once it backed off charging, you wouldn't see the fault. It'd go away. Yeah.
So I've got to give him credit. He's been doing this every day for 6 weeks trying to track down my fault. Yeah, meticulous
trying to find this one thing. We did ever find failed batteries and solar panels that were, well, they're a no-name brand solar panel. They're only little 170 watts, but I couldn't find a brand on them at all. So we've now changed them out for new 200 watt twin cell panels, which if you shades half the panel down the length of it, we'll still have half the output instead of losing the entire panel. So we've gone from 340 watts of solar to 600 now, with replacement of 2 panels and adding 1. We've brought the solar system to the new Australian standards with its fusing, just so we're compliant. Yeah, peak conditions, we should see nearly 30 amps of charge out of it.
And we were allowed to upgrade our batteries.
Yeah, so we've done a battery change out with like-for-like batteries. They're a lithium battery. We've put a 120 amp hour casing battery in there. Now, amazingly, the ones we've put in are actually rated for 150 amp hour total. So we've gone from 300 amp hour to 450 without changing a single thing. It's sort of working in the grey area of the new Australian standards, but yeah, we've got to do what we've got to do sometimes. So some of the standards can be a bit silly.
Yeah. So we're all right to go, and Michael, thank you.
No worries, mate.
Thank you for all the efforts,
All
buddy.
good.
So if you need any work done, Voodoo.
Yeah, we try our best. We're constantly fixing caravans, but
where are we?
Woolgoolga, so we're 24 Hawk Drive, Woolgoolga, New South Wales, just north of Coffs. Give us a buzz. Just look up Voodoo on Facebook or Google, you'll find us, and happy to help you out.
Thanks, Michael.
No worries, mate.
Thanks for all the effort. I'll see you when I get the next new car. So hopefully all that made sense that Michael was talking about. I guess the bottom line is, when you order a Caravan, just insist that they put quality gear in it. Like to have the solar panels and the batteries with no names on them, no known brand. And this Caravan wasn't cheap. It was over $100,000. It wasn't a cheap Caravan at the time. And to think that they took so many shortcuts with the wiring, and Michael was saying there was even cables in there that were terminated, but the connectors were terminated onto the insulation shield of the cable instead of onto the copper. It was just lucky that the cable had bent and there was contact there at all for it to work. So the moral of the story is, just make sure that you pick a manufacturer that's going to do the right job and use the right equipment. Anyway, that was an expensive exercise, so hopefully we're all good now. Anyway, thanks for watching another video.